Hello guys, welcome to this video. In our last video we talked about templating engines, and how to render a page from our server. So hope the class was interesting. So today we'll be looking at how to create a static function, login function. So for a registered worker to log in, we did registration of workers, how to register workers. So now here, workers registration. So now we want to create a static login function so that we'll use it and learn how to perform login in your site. So now, so for you to get started with the login static function, I'll go to my model. I'll go to workers model. Is here that we'll write the function, we'll attach a login function to this schema, to this worker schema. So now, so what we need to do, first of all, we need to call the function, define the function. If we define the function, then we'll find the user that want to log in, the worker that want to log in. So either you find the worker by name or by email. It depends on what you are doing. So in this course, I will find the the worker by email because email is unique. So if you are defining your email attribute in your schema, so you can put email unique so that if you are finding by email, you know that you are finding a particular worker. So after that, we'll now compare the password, the hashed password that is stored in the database. You use bcrypt compare, a function, a built-in function in bcrypt.js compare. You use it to compare the user password and the one that is stored on the database. If it is correct, then you return the user. If you successfully return the user, that means you have logged the user in. So now let's actualize this with code. We'll just call worker schema dot statics statics dot login. I will open it like this. So this function, now is an asynchronous function. So the static login the statics login is equal to, we use an async, we put async because this function is an asynchronous function, so you need to await each of the code to run. So this function will take, I'm taking only two parameters. So I will take email and password. The email, so that anywhere I'm calling this function, I will pass in the email and password. So email password like this. So now what I need to do is to find the user. So now by email, I will do const worker, const worker, const worker underscore worker is equal to await worker dot find one email by this email. So by this now, I will console log this worker so that I will know where the error will come from. So now, assuming we have successfully find the worker now, by email. So this will return the worker that matches this email. So now I will use if statement and say if underscore worker, if there is worker, then I will now compare the password. Compare password. Compare password. So now I will define a variable const auth. I will name it auth. Authentication is equal to await pcrypt js dot compare compare. What is it comparing? It's comparing this worker password and the password that is stored in the database. So I will say this dot underscore worker dot password, and the password, that this password now is the one that is stored on the database. So now this dot worker dot password will give us this user password now. So now, so and if I say this, I'm referring to this model. So let us not be confused. So I will console log this out. This out will return true or false. If this if this bcrypt function now dot compare function, if the thing compare this password now that is being entered and the one that is hashed on the in our database, so now if they match, it will return true, but if not match, it will return false. So now if auth, that's if the two password matches, so we will now return the user. But if it does not match, we'll throw error that it does not match. So user is not found out or something like that. So I'll use if statement. If auth, I will return worker underscore worker, return worker. Yeah. Then so anything I write outside here is else. So else throw error, throw new error, 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 incorrect, incorrect, incorrect email or password. So now that's if there is no auth found. So that's when it throws this error. So if in the process of finding this worker and there is no worker found, so I will throw new error, throw new error, I'll throw new error, worker not found, worker not found. So that's this static login function. So now what we need to do again is to call this function. So where are we calling this function? I will go to my auth count. So now every registration that you are doing and login supposed to be in a controller called auth controller. That's authentication controller dot js. So I'm going to copy this. I'll remove this here. I'll do module.export is equal to this. So like this. So now alt route, I will as well create the alt route.js. I'll copy this. I'll copy this. I'll remove all this. And I'll say alt com. I will require the controller. Then this one now will be post workers alt workers registration. I'll go to page route. I'll copy this, replace it like this. So now, what is the error? So now, this one now will now be login. So we need to go to page route, remove this, so I to stop throwing error. So I will come here. I'll go to the alt cont. So I'm going to create a login module, so that I will call the function here now in the login module. So I just copied this. So now rename it to login. So now, so that I will fetch the email and password in this mode now. Then now pass it, call the function, that this function here, this login function, try to perform anything that is inside the function. So now I'm taking only two parameters. I said it before earlier. So email and password. I destructured my request.body like this. So now I'm going to take only email and password pattern. Then I'll remove all this. So I need to clean my data, pre-process it. Then before performing any other thing. So like this now. Here now I will now create a variable, say const underscore worker like this is equal to await worker dot find one. Okay, dot find email. No, sorry. Worker dot login. I'm calling the function. So dot login, I will pass the email and password as the parameter of the function. So now I can return the worker. So you see. So now, so if this is successful, so now I will return a success status code of 200. success through message login success login successful. So now remember, we'll come here and use the auth route. So I'm going to require the auth route now. So I will call it auth auth route auth route. So I will come here and say app.use auth route app.use auth route. So now if I come here, let's go to our postman. Let's use our postman to test our login API. So now I will come here. This is where we did our workers registration. So I'm going to come here, take console.log worker. So auth route, I'll copy. Okay. So I just need to register a new worker so that I'm going to send this request. Worker is not defined. Worker is not defined. Okay. Why is throwing error that worker is not defined? Is that we need to require the worker schema. So now worker is equal to require dot slash model slash workers model. So now if you are to register a worker now, it will go successfully. So we have successfully registered the worker. So now this worker added. So testing the our login API. So now I'll create another HTTP request. So here now raw JSON. So I'll open this. I'll just come here, copy this like this. I only need two fields. I only need two fields. So like this, like this. Let me save it. So now I only need two fields. So now this will be my email and this will be my password. So now I will open my terminal. Open my terminal. So this is the user that I just registered now. So let me copy let me put the URL, the login. So before I test run this endpoint, I will come here, I will come to auth route, confirm that is login, then do dot login module. So I'll target the module, cross check everything. So then let me return the user. let me log in user. Log in user will return worker, so that you see that the worker is returned. So now I will come here, place this like this, log in. Let me put amy112@gmail.com, of which I not register any user with this. So now if I send this, email and password validation, it's showing error here. But it's not showing error. What is wrong with it? No, it's like this page is rendering a page. I don't get. Oh, it's picking another this thing. He is picking another endpoint. This login. So what I need to do, I want anything that is in my auth route to take auth /alt before the endpoint. So what I mean by that is that I will come here, I will do something like this. I will put auth here before the auth route. So that means anything that is inside this auth route, any endpoint like this now, before you can access it, you put /. Before you can access it, you put /alt before you access it. So I think let me do it like this so that it will not pick another endpoint. So / like this. This is how it will look like. /alt/login. So let me do like this so it will not pick any other endpoint. I will send this. Not found 404. Not found. Why is it throwing error? Not found. Not found. Out. Login. /alt. Okay. /alt/login. So sorry, I didn't specify my HTTP request method. So it's a post method. So now I think this one now will go. Yeah, internal server error. So worker not found. Have you seen it? Worker not found. So no. So this one that is returning null now is this one from here now. So this worker now is returning null. Then worker not found. So because I entered a wrong email. So but let me try entering this email like this. Entering this email 500. Cannot read property of undefined password. Password. Cannot read property of undefined password. That's 50, line 50, line 50, line 50, line 50 here. Okay, okay, I'll just do worker dot password. Let me send this again. Incorrect email or password. But this is returning the user. So it's still throwing error. So let's find where the error is coming from. That means it's throwing incorrect email or password is from this auth. So sorry, I misplaced something. Yeah. So dot compare. If I say bcryptjs dot compare, I will first of all put the password that is on in our database first, then the one that is using to compare. So that it will compare the one that is in the database with, that's this one. So this one, we are now grabbing this one. Let me send this request again. Incorrect email or password. Why is this still? Let me check my database. So testdb, testdb. So I have workers 7. So let me just delete this collection. So let me register another one. Let me just register another one like this. Okay, I forgot. Alt. So I've registered another worker now. So if I check here, now, refresh, it's only one worker that is inside now. So let me know where the issue is coming from. So now, so here now, where is my login? Where is not my login? I'll just copy this. Okay, this is my login. So now I will send this request again. So I think this one now will return this thing. Let me restart the server. So now if I send the request now, it will go now. Have you seen it? So now see success true message, login successful, log user, log the user. So this is the user that is logged in now. So have you seen it? So this thing return true. This thing return true. That's the alt. Return true. That's found. So it returned true. So now I will now go ahead to remove all these console.log. So now we have tested the API. So I'm going to remove this. So now here now in our controller, okay. Then now this our login mode now is set. So now let's go to that our form that we rendered in the other video in our last class. So login, this is the script of the login. So the if you don't have any form that you have validated, so like this, I will drop a link, a GitHub link to this code. So now you can go and get the code of this my login. You can use it to test your own. So but if you have any, so you can use it. So I'm just going to define on a submit. So on a submit now, after after all this validation, let me go to the browser and do localhost 9000 /login. This is the login. So now email. So I will now do const data is equal to is equal to is equal to my object. I will say email and password. I just need the password. I don't need the confirm password. So log, I will console.log the data. So now this one, the data will be on the browser's console, the console.log here. So now I'm going to put my email at gmail.com. So it's valid. Password to add is correct. Confirm. So I will proceed. If I check here, you see I've grabbed the email and password. So that's just it. So what I need to do is to come here. I'll use fetch API. I'm going to use fetch API to fetch this data to this endpoint here now, so that I can grab it here. So here, after destructuring this data here, so I passed in this email and password, the value to this data. So anywhere I call this data, it will return this email and password. Enter. So now use fetch API. I will just call it like this, fetch. So this fetch API, it will take the firstly, it will take the URI, the endpoint that you want to fetch data from, then the method, the content type, and the body. So I'm going to specify the URL. So now is this login now. So I remember, before we can get it, we'll specify /login like this. So now we'll specify the method. The method is a post. The method of this URL now is a post method. So I'll specify it. So I will specify the content type. So now it will be inside headers, that's like this, headers, content type, content type. The content type is application forward slash JSON because it's JSON that I'm fetching. I'm using I'm fetching the data in JSON format. So now it will take another parameter, that's the body. Then the body now, I will now signify this data. The body is this. I want to pass this data now in the body. So I will do JSON. For me to pass it, I will do JSON dot signify function. Then I'll pass in this data here. So I can access this email and password with this body, request body. So now this is the fetch API. So now I will use a promise dot then function in JavaScript to allow me to specify what will happen after this request now is being resolved successfully, or if there is any error. So now I'll use dot then function in JavaScript. Dot then and do response is equal to or greater than response dot JSON. So now like this, I will do dot then. I will now pass the data. Data is equal to or greater than, like this. So dot then I'll pass the data. So I'll now say if statement. I'll now use the statement if statement if data dot success. Then I will now specify what will happen here. So now I'll now say if data dot error. I will now specify what will happen here. So like this. Then after this, I'm going to use a function in JavaScript, built-in function dot catch block code. So now this dot catch will catch any error that occur during the network process. So now the HTTP network process. So now in fetching this data and all that, so dot catch error like this. Dot catch error. So I will console log the error. Console dot log out. Console dot log error dot message like this. Error dot message. So now what I'm going to do is I will come to this login. This is my login. So this is the login. So now I want on a successful login in that place, I will return the success message. So the success message I want to return, I want it to show here on the top. Here, login successful. So now I will come here, I will create a p tag. I will say login successful, like this. So this is where it will show. So now I will give it a class. Okay, I will give it a class msg. That's message. So now I will come here, I will come here, I will say I will do document const msg is equal to document dot query selector. I will use query selector to select the success message dot as msg. So now I will do msg dot inner html is equal to empty. So I'll set it to empty. So I'll come here, remove this here to be empty like this. So now, so I will do if data dot sources. If data dot sources, I'll do msg dot inner html is equal to is equal to data dot msg. If I call data dot msg, know that this is fetching response. This fetch API is fetching response from this endpoint. So now it will return this dot. Then now will return this JSON now that I passed. This JSON now that I return here, it will return the JSON now. So if you're returning the JSON, MSG is inside the JSON. So and that's the message. So and all that. So log the user is there too. So now I'll do msg dot inner html is equal to data dot msg. So now I'll do message msg dot inner html is equal to, okay, I'll just leave it like this. Login successful. So now I'll come here, give it a class. Let me come here first. Let me do login successful. I will do test success. I'm using Bootstrap. Okay, I will do color msg color. I'll go to my form.css. I'll go to my css. I will do dot msg color is equal to I'll give it a color of green, green, another. So it will be like this. So is how it will be. So I can go to, so I wanted to put an icon, so but I will leave it like this. So now I will now come here and set it to empty. Now HTML empty. So if data.sources, it will show this. So before it will show this with the message. So if data.error, I'll pass in the msg dot inner html is equal to data.msg. So I'll do msg dot style. I want to give it the color from here now. Dot style dot dot color is equal to red. So now if data.error. So now let us test the API. Let us test the login API. So I will put amitech@gmail.com. Then I'll put a password to at. Then password to at. I'll do proceed. There is an error. Okay. This is the error. Enter a valid email address. Enter a valid email address. So this is coming from this. I will just copy this. So it's coming from here. So I'll just copy this pattern. The patterns are not the same, so this one is not strong enough. So I will just replace this with this. So but our data dot supposed to show here. Why is it not showing? Uh, why is it not showing? Data msg dot inner html is equal to data dot. Oh, sorry, data dot error, not msg, data dot error. So now let me put it again. Amy tech at gmail.com. So I put password to at. Please enter a valid email. This one now is coming from the front end. Amy tech at gmail.com. Let me check the console. let me console log this data so that I will know where the issue is coming from. Okay, so I think why the error is not coming out is because of this. Oh, here res.json, I need to call it like this. So now data, if data dot success, this will now show. If data dot error, this will now show. Data dot error, then start. So I'll refresh this. I'll do any tech at gmail.com. I'll say password 2 at, then password 2 at. Yes, worker not found. So like that. So if you now put keys Emmanuel at gmail.com. So login successful. So why is it on red? So I need to remove it. I'll need to put it here because I've changed it. So now I will do MSG. So what I need to do is to give it a color right from here. So I will do msg.style.color is equal to green like this. Green like this. So now if I come here, I'll do anything at gmail.com like this. I'll do password 2 at. I will do password 2 at, then type password 2 at like this. So that's what cannot found. I'll do keys Emmanuel at gmail.com. Login successful. So now we have successfully logged in the user. So now if we check our code, everything is returning the user. So now, so for you to see that the user is logged in now, so here now on a successful login, here now on a successful login, I want to redirect the user. So I will do window.location.href is equal to, I'll specify the page, that's home page, or the user dashboard homepage. So now I'll create a page here now. I'll name it user page. I'll name it user page dot ejs. User page dot ejs. So I will say, call it user page like this. So now I will create a h1 tag. I will do logged in user page. So like this now. So on a successful login, it will show this page like this now. So and this text Lauren, I just type Lauren like this. So now I will now come to page count and page route, page controller, get home page. I will say return res.render render the slash user page that's this.js. So now I'll come to this home page. So now is get. So now I will come here, put the route like this. So now on a successful login, let me set time interval, set time interval of 3 seconds. 3 seconds is calculated in millimeters, so that's 3000. So now I'll do in the interval of 3 seconds. This 3000 now is used for, if you calculate it, is 3 seconds. So in the interval of 3 seconds, it will redirect the user to this URL. So now here, so I will close this, go back to my page. I'll copy this, I'll refresh, I'll paste it, do password 2 at, login successful. Have you seen it? So logged in user page, Lorraine. So we have successfully logged in the user. So that's how to perform a login function in our Node.js Express server. Shebi the class was interesting. Please don't forget to like this video, comment on the comment section, and hit on the bell icon to subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.